Hello, I'm Jonathan Anderson, Executive Director here at the Good News Rescue Mission, and I just want to say thank you for coming down to partner with us, to volunteer here at the mission. Our heart at the mission, we take quite literally what Jesus says, whatever you did for the least of these, you did that for me. And I just want to challenge you. What would it look like if every person you encountered here at the mission, you didn't view them in light of the issues that they might have in their life, but you viewed them as if they were Jesus himself? And everything that you did to that person, you did that as though you were doing that to Jesus himself. How would that change the dynamic? How would that change the relationship that we are trying to foster with people? That's our heart here at the mission. But in that, I also want to caution you. When you work with the people that we work with, it's important to understand the majority of them started using drugs before they were 10 years old. Just imagine what had to be going on in their life and in their childhood to cause them to start using drugs at such a young age. The hellish conditions that they were experiencing. And when you encounter a lot of the people here at the mission, you're going to encounter the pain of their past. But that's where I challenge you to view them as though it was Jesus in flesh. And if Jesus was here today, how would you treat him? How would you speak to him? That's how we want to treat, and that's how we want to speak to the population we have here. Because when we do that, we build trust, we build rapport, and we come into relationship with them that causes them to want to have a relationship with God. That's our heart here at the mission. So I just want to say thank you for partnering with us, and thank you for going forward in this vision with me.
Wow, wasn't that great? Thank you, Jonathan, for sharing a little bit of your heart and the heart of the mission. My name's Justin Wandro. I am the Director of Development here at the Good News Rescue Mission, and I have the honor of showing you and walking through a little bit of the training that we have for you as you prepare yourself for volunteering, for hosting a table, and for praying for people. Let's go over some of the things we'll be looking at today. The first thing we're going to go over is what you can expect as you're here serving in our dining hall. The second thing we're going to go over are some of the rules and the boundaries we have in place to make sure we have a safe place. The third thing we're going to go over will be logistics. Things like where to park and what time to get here and where to check in. As you come down and you prepare your minds and your hearts for how to best serve, I want to go over a few of the ways in which you will be directly serving and working with our guests and our students here at the mission. Your job as a table host is to welcome everybody that comes and make them feel safe and encouraged. As they come and sit down, you can introduce yourself, tell them who you are, what church you're from, and what you're doing today. Then as they sit down and the meals come, go ahead and participate yourself and eat along with them, just like Jesus did with his disciples. As you're eating with them, go ahead and engage them in conversation, just like you would anybody else. The goal here is for you to build authentic connections with people. So share a little bit about yourself, share your favorite Bible verse, share some of your hobbies, share where you've traveled to recently. Just talk about things that can help to build a connection and find commonalities with the people at your table. Then hopefully they will open up a little bit as well, and you'll be able to engage in conversation and encourage them throughout the meal. Then if the opportunity arises, we would like you to ask everyone at your table if they have any prayer requests. If they do, then you can either pray for them right there at the table, or go ahead and write those prayer requests down on the prayer request sheet. And then take that sheet with you and bring it to us afterwards, and we can join together in praying for those prayer requests. As the meal ends, just thank everybody for being there. Again, bless them, offer any words of encouragement. If there's someone you feel who wants to have prayer, additional prayer, go ahead and take them to the side and pray for them a little bit further. When you're done, go ahead and return to the check-in room and return your prayer sheet. The prayer sheet is something that we're going to take, and we're going to put a little document that we will then give back to your church so that the rest of your congregation can join you in praying for the needs of those that you talked to and those you hosted at your table. Our next section is about boundaries and creating safe places for both you and our guests and our staff. Let's look at some of those boundaries. The first boundary we have in place is do not share any of your personal contact information. That's things like your cell phone number, your home address, even your work address. If somebody wants to connect further and you want to mentor them or connect or help them further, go ahead and talk to a staff member and we can help facilitate that in the best way possible. The second boundary is do not give anyone any money. If somebody asks, go ahead and tell them that it's a policy of the mission that they need to go through a staff member. What we found is that it's much more effective to give financially to programs that have accountability and efficiency already built into them. The third thing is do not transport somebody in your vehicle. If somebody needs a ride, go ahead and talk to one of our staff members and we can get them connected with the right resources, whether it's a bus ride or shuttle, whatever it is that they need in order to get to the place that they need to go. The fourth thing is don't try to solve somebody's problems. Don't try to fix them. You're only going to be there with them for a short period of time, and your job is to come alongside them with words of encouragement and prayer. Now let's talk about some of the logistics of getting here and getting here on time. The first thing that you're going to have to think about is parking. Now, I'm going to admit, parking can be a little challenging here. So that's why I've provided you with a handy little map. On the map, you'll see that there are some areas that are highlighted in green. That is going to be our street parking. We have lots of street parking all up and down the roads, and you can feel free to park in any of that area. We also have an overflow parking lot across Market Street right next to the Dutch Brothers, and you're welcome to park there as well. And if you do park there, hey, you can grab a coffee on your way back. Just be sure to say hi and thank you to all those cheerful workers at the Dutch Bros. The second thing is timing. That's right, we have a lot of people. In fact, we have around 1,000 people that will be coming through. And the only way that we can make that run smoothly is to have a very strict timetable. So I'm going to encourage you to try to arrive and get parked half an hour before your actual allotted time slot. That will give you enough time to find your parking space, to get parked, and get yourself a little bit situated as you walk and come to the dining hall where you're going to check in. We need you to check in at least 15 minutes before your scheduled meal time. If you're not there 15 minutes, it's going to be really difficult for us to incorporate you in and get you oriented to exactly where you need to be and what you need to go, where you need to go. The third thing is check-in. A volunteer check-in is taking place in our blue room. That's right, it's named after Pastor Royal Blue. We're going to have a big sign that says volunteers here above the doorway. It's in the back of the dining hall. So when you come and you park, the first thing you want to do is head towards our dining hall. You can see a picture of the outside of it right now. When you get to the dining hall, go ahead and come on in and head toward the back corner. That's where you're going to do your check-in. Go ahead and come in there and one of our staff will get you a name tag and get you oriented and get you set up for your time slot so that you can best serve and participate in our Thanksgiving banquet. Well, that wraps up our volunteer training. Thank you so much for taking the time to go through this training, learn a little bit about the mission and what your responsibilities are and how to get down here. I know that you're going to have a great time, that people are going to be impacted for Jesus, and that they're going to feel loved and cared for because of what you are bringing to the table. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for partnering with us at the mission. This is something that we cannot do alone, and we need people like you in order to carry out sharing the gospel of Jesus Christ with everybody in our community. Again, thank you so much. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and call or email me. My information is at the bottom of the screen.